I'm Gardner with an Oakland weather blog severe weather update. As you may know, we do have a chance for severe weather in the state tonight and into tomorrow evening as well. So what this video is going to be is it's going to be a short video, relatively short video live stream of what we can expect tonight and a little bit of preview of tomorrow as well. I'll update, come back as necessary, but if you have any questions, be sure to pop them in the chat and I'll answer them as we get going. So, first things first is, about 6 minutes ago, the Storm Prediction Center issued a severe thunderstorm watch for part of the Norman Forecast Office region. As you can see, it's not pulling up yet. So as soon as that pulls up, we'll get back and view the counties they put under it. But right now there is a slight risk for severe weather overnight tonight. Talking about from now until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning will be your range for severe weather, and really the main threat is hail. We aren't really going to be talking about much of a tornado threat or wind threat with this. But we cannot completely rule out those threats either. But as we go through and I explain my reasoning, the hail threat will be the main threat, with hail up to the size of baseballs, maybe a few softballs in there as well. So as you can see, there is a tornado threat, small tornado threat for southwestern Oklahoma. But again, I'm not too concerned about this as the cloud bases will be high. So it will take a lot of time for a circulation to develop, to get to the ground, and a lot can happen in that space. Wind, same thing, it's harder to mix down to the surface from the clouds, so again, not expecting a huge wind threat either, but your hail is your main threat. The largest hail looks to be south of I-40 and west of I-35 will be your risk for largest hail. Again, baseball size will be the highest for most storms, but maybe a couple softballs if you're just unlucky. Yeah, a bunch of text there, gibberish. So what I'm showing now is the satellite, and this is really just giving us an idea of where storms are starting to pop up. So I'll go ahead and animate this. As you can see, we do have storms filing in the Texas Panhandle. Texas and Oklahoma Panhandles. These storms are just getting going. This one in Texas is a severe thunderstorm warned right now. I do expect that to continue to strengthen as we move on through the night. I will show the radar right now. So as I pull up the radar, you can see this is one of the storms we were just now seeing on satellite. And the text is tornado possible with this. Hail up to 1.5 inches and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Tornado possible. Do we have a good radar for this? I'm not seeing a great radar to make any justification on this warning, but I'm going to trust the professionals on this one at the forecast office. They have a lot more experience right now than I do, but I wouldn't issue a tornado possible on that. See if they mention anything. Radar indicated ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So again, this is one of the storms we will have to watch as it continues to move into Oklahoma. General storm motion will be to the south and east on these storms today. I do think they finished publishing the watch, yep. So the counties outlined in blue are where the severe thunderstorm watch has been issued for. It goes until 2 a.m. tonight. My microphone fell. Let's see if I can't Okay. But really, this is a hail-driven severe thunderstorm watch. Again, large hail is very likely with these storms today. They are going to be greater than 2 inches in diameters in most storms. Not really expecting a large severe wind risk, but we could see a few 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts in our tornadoes. Again, they're possible. They aren't the main threat today. So I'll go ahead and read you this summary. A couple of supercells, one of which may be long-lived, so gradually evolve east-southeast across west and central Oklahoma tonight. Large hail, some of which could be significant, is the primary threat. So basically what I've been saying. The watch is generally for along I-35 and I-40 in the counties just south and west of that area. So basically the target area we were talking about. Okay, so what do I want? So now, so again, this is just a closer area of the risk right now. Just kind of give you a little bit of bearing on there. But what I'll show you next is going to be one of the models we look at called a high-res rapid refresh model. It updates every hour and can give us a good glance of what these storms are doing. So this is about now. You can see it's pretty well modeled the storms so far in Texas Panhandle. So as we move on, you can see there's really two main storms that form early on and track across Oklahoma with some splitting occurring. But these will be your two largest hailers tonight. So really wherever these develop, we'll start to get an idea of where exactly the highest risks start to occur. But again, behind it, storms will fill in along of a pseudo warm front now, and then we may see some additional severe weather risks with this, but nothing as huge as these first couple of storms that develop and move through the state. But we still do have that large hail damaging wind risk with it. So CAPE is one of the things we use to measure it. How strong a storm does, how much energy it has, and really there's enough storms for these once they are developed to sustain and grow, particularly in southwestern Oklahoma. Sector, this is just a tornado parameter that takes in a lot of different things into account and spits us out a value that we can kind of use as a guidance. Again, not a huge number on this, but in southwest Oklahoma there is a slight enhanced area there. So again, as we take a look at satellite, this again just gives us an idea of where convection is occurring and where storms are starting to kind of fire up. Again, Texas Panhandle right now is where these storms are located at. They're starting to get their act together, organized into good discrete supercells, particularly the south one in the Texas Panhandle. It's starting to get active, and there was a tornado possible tag on it. Although radar didn't look too impressive on it, it's not impossible. And then a couple of the storms are trying to get going. We just have to wait and see how these develop, with a few little cloud seeds farther south in the Texas Panhandle. Really will be interesting to see if these things get going or not. And we'll move back to the radar. Again, right now there's only one severe thunderstorm warning intact right now. It's for this one just south of Canadian Texas. And eventually this will move into Oklahoma at near Raiden, Strong City, Cheyenne. But it still has a little bit. Storm motion on these are moving east at 25 miles per hour. So right now they are not in any hurry whatsoever. but again, ping pong ball size and 60 mph winds. So really, that's a quick overview of the threats for tonight. Again, if you have any questions, pop them in the chat. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on a little bit, talk about some of the potential for tomorrow, as that will be the highest risk, the more intense risk. Not saying ignore tonight, stay weather well with multiple sources tonight, but tomorrow could be worse. Could be. There's still some questions that have to be resolved in the forecast for us to become more certain about it. So as I switch back to my web browser here, we'll go ahead and start out by going and showing you what the Storm Prediction Center is saying. Southeastern Oklahoma will be the highest risk area for tomorrow. Highest risk will be large tornadoes, wind, and hail are all possible as well. So really no good place to hide tomorrow. We'll be talking about all the threats for tomorrow. Really a lot of detail here. It mentions some of the questions I'll walk you through and what I'm thinking. So as I change models here, I think this one goes, yeah. Okay. So this is one of the models for tonight into tomorrow. So as you notice, there's really two distinct areas of precipitation here. There's this north sector, which is really going to be a lot of thunderstorms and heavy rains, nothing severe to the north of this pseudo warm front, pseudo boundary. I've seen people call it a warm front, cold front. Really, it's just a boundary of baroclinic instability. So baroclinic instability is just another way that the atmosphere can rotate and start to develop storms. But as you can see here, we do have a line of storms start to develop tomorrow afternoon rather. So these storms will start in the afternoon tomorrow rather than the late evening. And storms will quickly grow. And right now it looks kind of messy. It depends on how everything clears out tomorrow. That's really one of the big questions that we have is how quickly are things going to clear up? How much sunshine are we going to have? How much moisture will these storms have to work with? And will these early storms affect the environment so much that we don't have the cereal to produce tornadoes and such? But right now we are fairly confident that there will be at least sufficient for tornadoes, wind, and hail. The exact levels on that, we will have to wait and see how it evolves tomorrow morning. So be sure you are checking the forecast multiple times tomorrow, as I will be sure to update you on that. But we'll go ahead and continue walking you through all of these storms here. So I don't like that one. But you can see there's plenty of energy there, along where we're thinking storms will start to initiate. Really, it's going to be along I-35 where the initiation point of the storms will be. Still, that can change a little bit depending on the storms where they set up. But really what's going to cause this is this dry line here. You can see where it goes from these dark greens, dark blues, and purples to this light green. That's going to be your dry line tomorrow. So really we'll have a stout dry line here that will be able to kick up and force storms to form. And then after that, it's really a question of the environmental factors on how well organized each individual storm will become. What else can I show you that makes sense? Again, this is a significant tornado parameters that we are talking about. Really, we are seeing ingredients trying to be there early on in the day and then diminishing as the storms move on. We will have to see if this comes to fruition or if this is a bad model. But right now, we are thinking it will be pretty accurate, as we do have a service load that will be set right over Oklahoma City, which will increase the spin in the atmosphere and the turning of height in the atmosphere, so we'll have a nice sail profile looks like setting up. One thing that I've seen tossed around in the meteorology community is we're seeing some analogies in the sounding, not saying it's going to be like this at all, but May 9th, 2016, we are seeing a little bit of analogies to that storm. If you don't know that storm by date, it's the Katy, Oklahoma EF4 tornado. I'm not saying we're going to have an EF4 tomorrow, but there are conditions that look kind of similar to it, so it's something that we are watching very carefully, and I'm in contact with different people and getting their thoughts on it as well. Yeah, so that's a quick overview of tomorrow. I'll pull up this map again. We're looking east of I-35 and south of I-40 as the highest risk area for tomorrow. Areas can shift still, but I feel very confident in this area right now. We've had a pretty decent consensus so far in this area for the last 24 hours or so. Okay, we'll go ahead and pop back in and check on this storm in the Texas Panhandle near Canadian Texas. Really though, so now there's two severe thunderstorm warnings. This storm down near Canadian, and this storm out here, really between Miami and Spillman, Texas. Again, this storm near Canadian Texas does have a tornado possible tag on it, held up to 1.5 inches and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This storm out in the middle of nowhere right now, 60-mile-per-hour winds and coil-sized hail. No tornado possible tag on it at this moment. So really, these are two storms that we are going to watch closely throughout the night, see what they do. If anything crazy starts to happen, I'll be here, hop back on live, and start walking you through the dynamics at play here. And we'll continue watching these storms just starting to develop in Oklahoma and in the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma. One thing I will show before I hop off of here is the Mesoanalysis by the Storm Prediction Center. And I'm going to show you something called the lifted condensation level. So the LCL is basically the cloud base, how high the clouds are off the ground. And this will give us an idea of how far a tornado will have to go to reach the ground and how far wind has to go to reach the ground. So right now, you can see these values, 1500, 2000, so, and these are in meters, so we're talking about 4,500 feet to 6,000 feet are where these storms are off the ground. So they aren't close to the ground right now. I do expect LCLs to lower a bit throughout the day, but again, we're not talking significant lowering of the cloud bases. So again, the storms will have a fair ways to go to the ground, but it's not impossible. One of the smaller threats to take a look out for. But again, as always, have your 3 weather sources: smartphone, weather radio, and your favorite news outlet. If you have 3 sources, that's some redundancy, and you'll get notified when storms start to come in. Again, large hail is going to be the main threat. This is one of the saws hail sizes. It's kind of a funky diagram to look at, but we're seeing lots of sounding analogs or comparisons that have had 3 inches before, particularly in southwestern Oklahoma. So again, right now we're thinking baseball, maybe a couple of softball size hailstones mixed in. But baseball size is really the confidence we have. And these storms will probably produce a lot of hail, specifically once they get going. We're fairly confident in that they will produce hail, large hail. Again, specifically in southwestern Oklahoma. But this will shift again anywhere south of I-40, west of I-35 is going to be your battle zone for large hail and perhaps a tornado. But again, I'll be back to update you as necessary. If you have any questions, message me and I'll try to respond as quickly as I see it and can get you a little bit of meteorology done now and help keep you and your loved ones and friends safe. So thank you for listening. I'm going to hop off and I'm going to cook some dinner. Bye.